toxic. Good afternoon. Please stand and help me welcome to the stage the candidates of the People's Action Movement. In constituency number 1, Mrs. Natasha Shani Gray Brooks. From constituency number 4, the Honorable Lindsay Fitzpatrick Grant. My name is Jonel Powell, your humble representative for the constituency of number 2, Central Bastille. And now please make some noise as we welcome to the stage the next Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards from constituency number 5. I now ask you to remain standing for the playing of the national anthem of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Please remain standing as we invite Carol to invoke God's blessings on this afternoon's proceedings.
A pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Please join me in giving reverence to God and bowing our heads in silence, please. Most gracious and heavenly Father, we come to you to give you praise, to give you glory, to give you thanks and honor, because it's you. Father, your word declare in Proverbs 16, to man belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the reply of the tongue. You also declare in your word, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and you, God, will establish as we succeed. So, Father God, even now, we commit these proceedings into your hand. We invoke your presence, mighty God, and we say, take full control, take over. Father, we bring before you our leader of the People's Action Movement. We bring before you every representative of the People's Action Movement. We bring before you every worker of the People's Action Movement. And Father, we decree and we declare that, God, anything we touch shall prosper. We declare, oh God, Father God, as we trust in you, that, Father God, you will see us through. Father, we declare, no weapon formed against us shall prosper, and every and any tongue that rises against us in judgment shall be, must be, and will be condemned, because God, that is your word, and you told us to remind you of your word. So today I'm reminding you of your word, mighty God, and we place every person represented here, every family member, and Father, whatever concerns us, we declare, mighty God, your will be done. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good afternoon. Palmites, let me hear you make some noise. West Bastia, are you ready? West Bastia, are you ready? Well, yesterday we had a bumper crowd in Keyon, as we launched the soon-to-be Honorable Chesley Hamilton, the new candidate for the People's Action Movement in constituency number 8. Today, we are here in West Bastia constituency number 3. And today, we will be revealing to you a young man who has dedicated himself to this constituency, and a young man who I know will represent all of you very well. In 2015 and 2020, we asked you to vote for a unity candidate. And in 2020, it was due to the power, the strength of the People's Action Movement that we returned a unity candidate in 2020. Well, let me tell you something, this is 2022. And in 2022, we will be returning a PAM candidate to the people of West Bastia for the very first time. Don't let them fool you, PAM brought home the seat in 2020, and PAM will bring it home again in 2022. I hear them say we only need 3. They say we only need 3 seats in St. Kitts. But so far, I've seen 1, I've seen 2, I've seen 3, I've seen 4. Yesterday was 5. I believe that today is number 6, PAM people. Let them go. They know I hit them. And what they say at the convention, PAM sweet. PAM sweet. Well, without any further ado, let us get to the meat of the matter. Help me to welcome the next Prime Minister of this, our fair land of St. Kitts and Nevis. The man that will bring back to the seat of the Prime Minister decency and honesty and integrity and principles. Help me, Palmites. Stand with me and help me to make some noise for our political leader, for your political leader, the next Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards.
PAM people, West Bastia, West Bastia, you ready for your candidate? You ready for your representative? You so. As I begin, of course, I recognize my colleagues at the head table. To my right, the representative for constituency number 4, Grant for sure. To my left, from Central Bastia, JP2. And of course, from East Bastia, the lone female, Natasha Shani Gray Brooks. Within the audience, allow me to recognize the presence of Mrs. Freeman, and also Mr. Freeman. Today, our team has been bolstered again by a significant addition, that of Corvin Milo Box Freeman, as the People's Action Movement candidate for Constituency 3. Give him a next round of applause. Mr. Freeman, or Milo, as he is so popularly known all over the Federation, brings a wealth of experience to our team and a history of advocacy, especially on behalf of the small man. He has truly been the conscience of this nation and an unquestioned, fearless advocate. Milo is a genuine public servant of the highest order, but more importantly, he has been a man who has remained grounded in his community and very active in many spheres. We look forward to his campaign in constituency number 3, and he and his team can rest assured that we will be there with him every step of the way. We will give him every assistance, and we will stand shoulder to shoulder with him on his journey towards victory. The impact of the People's Action Movement was felt during the last general elections in number 3, and it was our supporters that ensured that the then Team Unity candidate won the seat. Those supporters are more than determined than ever to ensure that a more effective representation is brought to their area. Milo is not only popular, but is an active media personality. He has had a front row seat to the politics of this nation, and he knows that the people deserve a government that listens and can identify with the needs of all of the people of the country. Milo is a man with his ears to the ground, a man of the people, a man who will bring able, trusted, and reliable representation to the people of constituency number 3. Since word had gone out that Milo will be the candidate, the enthusiasm levels in number 3 have hit the roof. There is an excitement and an electricity that we already feel on the ground that could be important factors in building momentum. It is very important that the People's Action Movement base rally behind Milo. Ladies and gentlemen, I pause to say a very special welcome to the Junior Minister of Education from Nevis, the Honorable Troy Liebod, and also to the Premier of Nevis, leader of CCM, and our partner in real unity, the Honorable Mark Graham Brantley. Indeed, he did call today, and he said that he wants to give Milo a surprise, and he will be here to surprise him. Today, we are confident that in the next few weeks, Milo's campaign will expand beyond that to appeal to the middle ground people and to all the patriots in the area. The people in constituency number 3 are smart enough to understand the real choices in these elections, particularly in number 3. It will be a straight fight between PAM and the original Labour Party. PAM is the only party in St. Kitts that can stop the return of old Labour since the insertion of the new Labour is only serving to divide the people. If people in number 3, like they are across the nation, are clear that they do not want to return to the old days of Labour, one of the key things will be to ensure that they do not split their vote. With today's announcement of the candidate for number 3, which follows yesterday's announcement of the candidate for number 8, Chesley Hamilton, PAM is demonstrating that its bench is deep. Pound for pound, man for man, woman to woman, even with the declared candidates, PAM has the most solid team in St. Kitts. We are building a team that is ready to govern, that is ready to tackle the issues of real concerns to ordinary people. This team we are putting forward will be our strongest team in over 30 years. The people in number 3 must rally behind the real unity and consolidate their support for Milo. Indeed, I look forward to Milo joining us on the benches of government in the next parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, as the political leader of the People's Action Movement, I take much pleasure in congratulating Milo on coming forward. Interestingly, when I said to Milo that I'm looking for a candidate in constituency number 3, Milo told me that he will help me to look for a candidate. He told me he would go into constituency number 3, he would listen to the people, and he would come back and he would tell me who the people of constituency number 3 want as their candidate. Being an honest man, being a man of the people, Milo came back and said, "Boy, the people said they want me as the candidate." So I asked Milo, I said, "Milo, the people want you. Do you want the people?" And Milo said, "I am ready to serve my people from constituency number 3. Indeed, we had other persons who were interested in the constituency. And these are persons who would have also made a very good candidate for constituency number 3. We had an interview process with the persons. Eventually, we called in the executive members for constituency number 3. And before we announced who we had selected as the candidate to the persons, every single person from constituency number 3, when asked their preference for the candidate, indicated that Milo is the preferred candidate for constituency number 3. Milo is a man I have known for several different years. I've known him in different circles. Before he got into politics, he chastised me. I met him at a party one night. He said, "What you mean you want to get into politics and that is how your hairstyle is?" I said, "Milo, trust me. I know what it is I am doing." And we have developed a very good relationship since then. He has come back to me several times. He said, "If it's one thing I understand about you, you understand the politics." But many of you know Milo because he have been on social media, Facebook in particular, always articulating his views relative to the politics here in St. Kitts and Nevis. You may not agree with him, but if it is one thing about him, he is honest in terms of expressing how he feels. It is honest persons we need in the politics. Persons who will tell you as they see it. Not someone who is necessarily going to say something to you because the person wants to agree with you, the person wants to be on your side. Milo is not afraid of making the harsh criticisms, and for that he must be commended. For those of you who are around the Calypso arena, I don't know if he has ever actually sang a Calypso himself, but he has been active in terms of writing for persons, assisting persons. He plays carnival just about every single year. He and I have been in the same carnival troupe, and so he's there with the ordinary men and women. The last thing I want to say to you is that Milo has said he is the only candidate this election who is truly from constituency number 3. The other 2 candidates, he said, they're not from the village. But Milo was born and raised in Trafalgar. So indeed, we are giving you one of your own. The feedback has been tremendous. You have former candidate Ambassador Irvin Sweeney, who has messaged me to say Milo is an excellent choice. I saw a write-up that he did on Facebook today. He said the only other candidate in constituency number 3 which has given him as much excitement is when he was the candidate in constituency number 3. Monday night when we were in Sadler's, a gentleman messaged me. He said he's by Tony Berry's shop in St. John's Avenue, I think it is. And he said the talk there from every single individual across the political divide is that Milo is an excellent candidate for constituency number 3. I recall when I said to the Honorable Mark Brantley that Milo is trying his hat in the ring, he said, "Boy, that would be an excellent candidate for constituency number 3. And from the presence of persons here today, it is quite indicative that indeed Milo is an excellent choice. But we don't want him just to be an excellent choice in terms of a candidate, but we want Milo to be returned as the next representative for constituency number 3. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it. Make some noise, West Bastia, for your new candidate. Boy, it's trouble up here, boy. Trouble in number 3 with Milo Box Freeman here. Make some noise again for him, please. Warriors from the East, where are you? I want you to take a good look at this team, you know. Take a good look at this team. It's filling out nice. It's filling out nice. It's filling out so nice. Mark had to come down from Nevis to make sure that this thing really happening. We ain't bringing the 3, you know. Mark, you're bringing 3, but we're bringing at least 6. Warriors from the East, I want you to help me to make some noise. Because coming to the platform now is going to be the next parliamentary representative for the good constituency of East Bastia constituency number 1. The woman who's going to bring it back into the fold of the People's Action Movement. Pamais, help me make some noise for the soon-to-be honorable Mrs. Natasha Shani Gray Brooks. Too many names.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good afternoon. Where are my warriors from the East? Today is not my day. Today we are in West Bastia and we are here to support Kervin Milo Box Freeman. I stand with my colleagues and endorse Kervin Milo Box Freeman. He is a well-known individual in the community. He's a family man. He informed me today that he has been married for 22 years. Thank you. Congratulate him. This October, I think he said. Achieving 22 years of marriage is no easy task. And we know that it had to take hard work, commitment, and perseverance to reach thus far. Mrs. Freeman, it is a joint effort. So it was not you alone who worked hard. But I would like to congratulate Mr. Freeman for his hard work in ensuring that you have reached 22 years of marriage and you will live to see many more years. And so, for the years that you have experienced so far, we have Milo to thank for that. Many of us know that Milo works at Scasper and have observed his hard work, professionalism, and his commitment to the people of the nation, whilst ensuring that our borders are properly managed. And so, for the many accomplishments we have seen at the Port Authority in St. Kitts and the kind of help that he has given to our people, we have Milo to thank for that. He's a sportsman, and we all know about the village superstars. He's very passionate, and for those of us who would have attended football matches, sometimes you would see Milo running from one end of the field to the next with his flag and cheering on the village superstars. And when village would win that game, oh boy, as a proud Newtowner, I would hear Milo 5 o'clock in the morning blowing his horn and saying, Newtown people, wake up, wake up. He come to gloat right in our homes. That is Milo, passion. And so village superstars, for the many victories that you have won, you have Milo to thank for that. In 2020, with the help of the supporters of the People's Action Movement, individuals walked the length and breadth of constituency number 3 and telling persons of the plans for the constituency. Before 2020, constituency number 3 was always won by the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. Milo works hard and tirelessly to remove Conris Maynard, the Labour Party candidate, and made history. And so constituency number 3, you have Milo to thank for that. But in 2022, we will make history again, because Milo would remove another Labour Party candidate from PLP who holds a post in constituency number 3. And so when history is made again, you have Milo to thank for that. Pam loves Milo. Labour loves Milo. Everybody loves Milo. I met some PLP supporters the other day, and they told me they are coming back home because they love Milo. And so, very shortly, things are going to shake up in number 3. Milo is the man who is going to upset the apple cart. Don't count out number 3, because everything that happens after this election, when all the constituency announcements are made and when the representatives are announced, Milo would be in there, and you would have Milo to thank for that. As my leader would have indicated, he's a talented individual. When you look at some of the contestants of the National Carnival, their talents, the Calypsonians, some of their songs, he has written them, and so he has enhanced our cultural experience. You have Milo to thank for that. And so, when you hear this about the real unity, when you saw on social media, Milo was agitating for fresh elections, after the 7th of August 2022, when we have our new government in the country formed by PAM and CCM, you will have Milo to thank for that. And so, on behalf of my family and my constituents of constituency number 1, I fully endorse Mr. Freeman.
Thank you, Shani. I hope you all look at that, the next 2 representatives to join us in real unity in the Parliament of St. Kitts and Nevis. Somebody called me yesterday and said, boy, I hear you're launching Milo in number 3. That's true? I said, well, we ain't going to say it till tomorrow, but yeah. He said, Lord, thank you, Jesus. I'm tired of vote for Labour people. I'm glad for a PAM candidate to vote for again in constituency number 3. Number 4, are you in the house? If you know it's Grant for sure, make some noise. I tell her there's a lot of seats we're bringing back, And if it's 1 seat or no, will be returned to the fold of the People's Action Movement. If it is 1 seat for sure that I know will be counted in the government of real unity, it is constituency number 4. And so to say his piece and to give his endorsement, I want you to make some noise. I want you to help me to welcome the man who is going to ensure that number 4 comes back, the Honorable Lindsay Fitzpatrick Grant.
Members, friends, supporters, well-wishers of the People's Action Movement, good afternoon. Well, I'm going to take the protocol as presented before me. Save and accept to pay special welcome to our political leader, the Honorable Sean K. Richards. And also to pay special kudos to the Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley of the CCM, who has journeyed over here to St. Kitts to be with us, and the Junior Minister, Troy Liebert. I have not been so excited in politics in a long time. We were in Cayon yesterday, and we brought a candidate to constituency number 8 yesterday, who the people are excited about. And today we are here in West Bastille. And we are bringing a candidate for West Bastille whom all in West Bastille know. But I am going to have to remember his name, because I am so accustomed to calling him Milo and Milo Box, I forget his name, Corvin Freeman. So forgive me for forget. But I have known Milo for such a long time. In fact, as a youngster coming back from university, somewhere in 1991 or 90 thereabout, Milo worked in my law firm very early in the 1990s. And I can tell you that since the 1990s, Milo has been an advocate not only for the people of West Bastille, but an advocate for all people in St. Kitts and Nevis. And so he has no doubt, West Bastille, you have no doubt that Milo is going to be there to fight for you in West Bastille. And West Bastille, you have a champion of a man in Milo Box. Because as somebody said earlier, he writes something sometimes that you may disagree with, but he's honest in his opinions. And that you can't fault him for. And so we expect Milo is not going to win West Bastille by no little bit of votes. West Bastille is going to be won by Milo big, 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 big. I know we are announcing Milo today, but the buzz has been in West Bastille for, I'm certain, almost the last 2 weeks. Because people are excited. They want to know if it's really Milo Box coming. Because from all walks of life, from all across the political divide, West Bastille is saying, if Milo come, that seat gone to People's Action Movement and the real unity of CCM and PAM. And so already Milo has a head start. But I want to say to you in West Bastille, you know the election is not going to be won on the paper. The election is not going to be won by the excitement. The election is going to be won by the hard work that you put in to get Milo Box home. And I want to see on election day that when West Bastille is called, Milo Box is beating old Labour, new Labour, and fake Labour coming West Bastille. And so I want to welcome Milo Box on the team, because this is a serious team. The Premier said he bringing on 3, and he said he just want 3. But I tell the Premier, it ain't 3 we're giving you. We're giving you constituency 1. We're giving you 2. We're giving you 3. We're giving you 4. We're giving you 5. Boy, I feel good, see. We're giving you 8. And now all you think I can't count. But I ain't called 6 and 7. Because I wait until when we launch them, you're going to see that we're going with all the seats in St. Kitts for the People's Action Movement. I ain't here. We ain't come here today to curse nobody. We come here to endorse Milo Box. But I can tell you something though. I saw a picture of a gentleman this afternoon, and he looked very stressed. He looked very stressed because he feeling the energy of the People's Action Movement all the way to Tabo right now. Because I'm telling you, we have a momentum, we have an energy, we have a feeling, and people are coming back home to the People's Action Movement. And so, as I end by endorsing our new candidate for West Bastille, Calvin Box Freeman, I'm saying to you, put on your walking shoes, put on your running shoes, get your energy, get energized, because it's from today right down to election day, pam, 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 and more pam in the house. Wake up, the People's Action Movement. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Boy, this Mike low boy. Pamites, are you ready? Are you ready, Pamites? You liking your candidate, West Bastille? Let me do a little housekeeping before we move on. I want to remind you that our series of town hall meetings continues this evening. We're going to number 7. I say we're going to number 7. We're going to Molyneux. Because we ain't afraid to go nowhere in this country. We're going to cross the length and breadth of this country to remind the people of St. Kitts and Nevis what real unity is about. To remind them of what servant leadership is about. And to remind them that the People's Action Movement, together with the Concerned Citizens Movement, is not just the best, but the only option for the people of this country going forward. And so I welcome you to join us in Molyneux tonight. We're starting at 7:30 for the next in a series of town hall meetings. I want to also invite you to check out our Facebook page. We have a very special promotion running right now. We have a promotion where you can win a food basket valued at $500. And all you have to do is like the flyer. Like the flyer and tell us why you think Pam is best suited to form the government come the next general elections. And you can win a food basket worth up to worth $500. Pamites, how the team looking? We looking like the government? Well, I tell you, this government can be bigger and better than the last one, If you thought you saw things before, you know what we got in store for you. It can be real fair share for all. I only seen one more person up here to talk, West Bastille, are you ready to hear from your new candidate? I want you to make some noise for me, West Bastille. From St. Johnson to Trinity, it's going to be problems. Because, Milo Box going to be the man to bring home all of those Pam people. For 2 elections, we asked you to vote for another party. But Milo is going to ensure that you come home and vote for the People's Action Movement come the next election. But not just the Pam people, He will be bringing over those Labour people who have been looking for a real representative here in West Bastille. And so he got it to them shaking. As Lindsay said, whether it's old Labour, new Labour, fake Labour, all of them is pro-problems because Milo Box Freeman going with his seat come the next general elections. And so I want you to help me make some noise for the next candidate. Man, make some noise with the Pamites. Make some noise. Are you ready to hear from Milo? Are you ready to hear from your new candidate in West Bastille? Well, if you're ready to hear from Milo, I want you to make some noise and help me welcome to the stage the man who is going to introduce him, none other than the Premier of Nevis, the Sheriff himself, the Honorable Mark Anthony Brantley.
People's Action Movement, good afternoon. John L. heard I was unemployed. So he has pressed me into service to introduce Milo Box. I want to greet, of course, the leader of the People's Action Movement and the man who will be the next Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards. I want to greet my colleagues who are here on this platform and those like young Natasha and young Milo who are coming. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I confess I've had a long day. And I apologize for being a little late this afternoon. But I said that I had to be here to be a part of this historic moment and to be a part of welcoming my brother and my friend, Milo Box Freeman, to the political arena. Now, I have a little confession to make. Because I have known Milo for many years, and I consider him as close as a brother. But it is only today I found out his name was Corvin. So forgive me if I don't use Corvin, I'm going to stick with Milo or Milo Box. And I grew up drinking a lot of Milo, so I'm accustomed to that name. But ladies and gentlemen, as I drove here, we took a drive through some of West Bastille, and I reflected that the shops and the byways that Milo took me to, the first time for me, entering the village and getting a sense of what the village was about. And I recall going with him, and at the time we were campaigning for somebody else. Milo, I'm here to tell you I'm going to come back, but this time we're going to campaign for you. So I really want to thank you, Pam, and thank you to the Honorable Sean Richards, and thank you to the team for so warmly receiving me this afternoon, just to say a few words, to welcome Corvin Milo Box Freeman, the next representative of the people of number 3. West Bastille, let me hear you make some noise. I am confident that this election is going to come soon. And whenever it comes, that the people of West Bastille will have a brand new representative in Mr. Milo Box Freeman. Milo, my brother and friend, I've come a long way from Nevis, but I had to be here. And I want you all to remember that when the sheriff comes to St. Kitts and he makes prediction, they come through. A long time ago, I made a prediction and I said I was introducing the next Prime Minister of the country. Y'all remember that? It turned out to be a disappointment. But this time around, today, I am making a prediction that the man who's coming to the podium is the next representative of the people of number 3. West Bastille, I want you to show Milo Box Freeman some love. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise for Milo!
Thank you, Mark, for that show of solidarity. But before we get to the man of the hour, help me to welcome to the stage the man who we launched yesterday in constituency number 8. The man who is going to ensure that the People's Action Movement holds on to number 8. Help me to welcome to the mic the soon-to-be Honorable Chesley Hamilton to give some brief remarks.
Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good afternoon. Somebody should have warned me. When the sheriff is in the house, I'm not supposed to be wearing my hat. You must know your place. When the sheriff is in the house, the best I could be is the deputy. As Bob Marley said, I shot the sheriff, didn't shoot the deputy. You must know your place in the pecking order. But I've come here today to tell you that when the opportunity came for me to step forward, and I heard that Milo Box was in consideration, I made a call. I said, young man, I'm not going in the room without you. I want people in the room who could talk truth to power. He called me back and he said, Chesley, 3 + 8 is 11. So me in the room with you too. So I just want to let you know, I come here, and like Mark, if you learn today, I learn on the radio coming here. Now the man's name is Mr. Freeman. Freedom at last in number 3. Freedom at last in number 3. Free at last with Corvin Freeman. Members and friends, people, I am not a part of any party. I'm part of a movement. I am part of the Concerned Citizens Movement. I am part of the People's Action Movement. Exodus movement of the people. Exodus movement of the people. We ain't in a party business. We are in a movement for better. Better is coming, and I want all of you to be part of this movement. All of you. It is the movement versus the partiers, versus the labor and the fake laborers. It is a party versus people who are on the move. And I want you to be part of it. And be part of it in number 3 for once and for all times with Corvin Freeman Milo Box under the banner of the People's Action Movement. Part of this movement going forward. Want you to be part of the movement. I love the movement. I like how all of a sudden we just get rid of the partiers. Get rid of the fakers. We get a little lighter. But like the young people, they say they light up. So I just want everybody to just light up and light it up. Because we are part of a movement, the People's Action Movement and the Concerned Citizens Movement, all the way to victory once the bell is rang. Once the bell is rung, we are part of getting the victory for the people and finally getting the agenda of the people into Parliament, making the lives of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis better. Let me just say something about this thing about St. Kitts and Nevis before I go. I go back to the time when I was in Trinidad. The register used to come around with Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but it used to come around with St. Kitts. And every time it comes around with St. Kitts, I write St. Kitts and Nevis. And Oral Martin used to say, Chesley, why you don't do that? I said, Oral, you and I have the same passport. Me and Renaka Morton and Stuart Williams got the same passport. I am a Nivijan and Kittishan. It is one passport, one country. And nobody going to write that I'm from St. Kitts. I am from St. Kitts and Nevis. And therefore, I want to be in the room. That's a little thing. But I want to be in the room to make sure that Nevis gets its fair share. With no excuse. With no excuse. I want to be in that room. So I give you the sheriff. Not only do I know my place, but you could count on my support wherever I am. And Milo Box, I am simply saying, I know you're going to be in the room and you're going to talk truth to power. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Milo Box as a new candidate and a new representative for the People's Action Movement and the people of West Bastille in constituency number 3. Good afternoon to one and all.
Members and friends, I need you to stand up with me. Members and friends, I need you to make some noise with me. I want you to take a good look. I want you to take a good look at us up here today. Because in St. Kitts, we're going to start the counting from 6. Members and friends, make some noise. West Bastille, make some noise. I want you to help me to welcome to the mic the next representative for the good people of constituency number 3, West Bastille, Mr. Calvin Clement Freeman Milo Box.
I, Kervin, Clement, Milo Box Freeman, do hereby swear as the Minister of Port Authority that I will conduct my duties in the best possible way, so help me God. I tell you, with this energy I see here this afternoon, this cannot be an introduction. This has to be an inauguration. And so I came and I had a whole thing prepared. But when I saw this energy in here, I was speechless. And when I saw my friend, Mr. Mark Brantley, walk through that door, hey man, I was speechless. I was speechless because it was in the same constituency that Mr. Brantley, I called him and I said to him, Mr. Brantley, we need help down here in constituency 3. He said, Milo, no problem. I'm coming. And he was on the next boat. And he helped us to win the seat here. But everybody said, Brantley ain't do nothing. Brantley ain't do nothing. And they start abusing Brantley. Ungratefulness. So you see what is happening? When, because of that ungratefulness, and they start saying, Tim 3 term, it now turned into Tim 3 months. That's what happened when you are ungrateful. You know, what I find about this whole launch or this whole meeting, the press, is that he got the title of being the worst kept secret ever. I had already started hitting the ground, and Mr. Val Henry said to me, Milo, when you go to people, don't tell them you are the candidate. Tell them you are the presumptive candidate. I said, well, Val, I am not going anywhere because I am not going to start out lying to the people because I know I am the candidate and I cannot tell nobody I am no presumptive candidate. So it's all or nothing. And Val said, Milo, I understand what you mean. And I said to Val, I am going to be me. Because if I'm not me, then I'm not anybody. And he said to me, Milo, when you come today, I want you to dress in a certain way. I want you to put on a suit. I want you to put on a tie because I want you to look good. And I said, okay, I'm going to do that. But Val, I want to tell you, I'm not going to do that no more. So these are coming off. Because I did not come here. I did not come here to look good. I did not come here to look good because I am not going into any GQ magazine. I come here to do good for the people of constituency number 3. You know, I know when I came up here today, I know there would have been some questions. There would have been some questions as to Milo, and this is to my people of constituency 3. I know when I'm up here today, I was going to be asked, Milo, what are you doing up there? Because it was just less than 2 years ago, you came and told us to vote for somebody. So we want to know how you can come back now and tell us to vote for you. My simple answer is, according to the elderly people, when you want something do good, you have to do it yourself. And that's why I'm here. I do not play with my people. I do not play with my constituents. And just like the name they had before of a caretaker, I put them in care of my people and they let my people down. And now I am here to rescue my people. And I said to you, let my people go. Let my people go. You know, we are on the verge of something. I can feel it. We are on the verge of creating history in this constituency. Because the people of constituency 3, they are not stupid people. But the thing is, sometimes we give people a chance. Well, the last time we really was supposed to give a chance was when we voted for France. So you see how long ago that was? That was since 1984, when the last time we voted for Joseph Nathaniel France. I was really supposed to start out cool and nice, you know. But hey, me going to answer. This is not me. It is the energy that was left here by the persons who came to speak before me. It is what I'm reveling in. So this is not my energy. This is the energy of the movement. the People Action Movement and the Concerned Citizen Movement.
I said to you, pure lies, pure rubbish.
So really and truly, I don't have to do nothing. Because when the movement get together, they can move anything and anyone. And that's what we are here to do. Move people who don't belong there anymore. Boy, like I tell you, you know, I had a long time writing all kind of thing, you know. I don't even know where I am. I had a long time writing this kind of thing. But like I said, with what we are seeing here, and hey, I just remember something. Sean, you reminded me about when I first saw you, about your haircut. When I told you you cannot be Jacinth Henry Martin with that haircut. And there was a gentleman who was also there. And he was running for another party. And if you think because he behind there talking to John Elming and calling him. Carlton DuPont was running for another party. And he came to me and he said, Milo, tell Sean drop out the race because I'm going to beat Jacinth. I said, no. I said, my Sean is not dropping out of this race. He said, I'm going to bet you $200 that I beat Sean. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please tell Carlton Licky Bud, Rasta man without locks, that I need my $200? Red in chest, please. Red in chest, please. Red in chest, please. Red in chest, please. Oh, my God. You know, I really don't know if I should take this here, you know. Because when I bet you the $200, Sir Arthur Lewis wasn't on top of me $100. Anyhow, I'm glad to be here. I'm looking. And you probably want to know who I am. You don't want to know what I'm saying, but you want to know who I am. I'm Kervin Clement Milo Box Freeman, the last of 10 children of Inez Freeman and taxi driver Uncle Joe Freeman. Now, when I said 10, you must know that in those days, there was no TV for no entertainment. So, since we had no TV, my mother and father, my first sister, her name is Joan. She's my mother and father's first child. And so, I am the last of 10. We didn't have any TV, so I was Channel 1. My other brother, Channel 2. Channel 3, all the way till we had our own brothers. And when I tell you there was guinea pig, because you see my brother standing over there? He was born in January of 1 year. My other brother, my sister, was born in December of that same year. And another brother was born in November of the following year. So my father, at any time, could have put on his gloves and beat up Muhammad Ali because he was batting. Boom, boom, boom. We heard you mention, what Shani mentioned about my writing ability. And it was in 1991. Oh, that same year was when me and Lindsay was working together. 1991, the shortest lawyer at that time. See, right? And that year, we had a king. The first and only white king we ever had in St. Kitts. Matt Stewart. And that was Tony Berry, brother. And I was responsible for writing the song for him. So don't let nobody who running against me, who gonna lose against me, tell you that they're the king of the village. Because before Mr. Conwys came on the scene, I was bringing crown to constituency number 3. So, let's get back on track now. And I want to talk to my people in constituency number 3. I know you felt bad for some time. I know you felt abandoned. I know you felt that Pam had given you over to PLP, who abused you. You had nowhere to go, nowhere to turn, so you took out your anger on Pam. And you decided you're not going to vote for Pam. Well, this is the time we are asking you, come back home. Be like the prodigal son and come back home. Look on the lampshade where he says, home sweet home, and come back home. And if that is not enough for you, then do like the little pig and cry, we, all the way home. Because we want you. We have this victory within reach, but we cannot do it without you. And I know people love to be part of history. This is a golden opportunity for the PAM party to win constituency number 3 for the first time. And so, to the people of constituency 3, like I said, I come to humbly apologize for asking you to vote for the PLP party. But me ain't taking all the blame. Mark, tell them vote for them too. So it's not me alone. Right? But we are not going to stay there. We are not going to just win this seat. We are going to do more than that. We, along with the CCM party, is going to win the next election, win the government, and put the Prime Minister into the hands of Mr. Sean K. Richard. Now, when I look around and I think about loyalty, and I realize what my leader, and Sean will tell you, I used to be mad at him. Sean will tell you, I used to cuss him out. I cuss out Mark too, right? But I was of the view that these guys were taking too much head blows. But Mark said to me, Milo, relax yourself, I know what I'm doing. Sean said to me, Milo, relax yourself, I know what we're doing. So here we are today, where we are, because cool and collectiveness took over and now gave us the opportunity where we can have a government for the people, by the people. We know we're going to have a hard time this election because unlike other parties, the members of CCM and the members of PAM do not walk around with a pocket full of cash. We don't have that. We don't have a pocket full of cash. But we have a head full of ideas. That is what we're going to push. Our ideas. And to my people in constituency number 3, I want to tell you, we have plans for you. We are planning to upgrade for them players, the football players. Because imagine the village football team, a premier team, is the only team that do not have a home ground. We do not have a home ground. And so our plans is to upgrade the existing one that is just behind there by the buoys and make that the home of the village football club. We are also planning the rebirth of the premier festival that we used to have here, Village Rama. That was a festival that used to start the carnival. But that they are allowed to run down. We're going to bring that day back to us. But one thing that bothers me is that the hospital is in our constituency. And going forward, we the people of constituency 3 and your new representative, we don't care who the Minister of Health is going to be. We're going to have a responsibility to make sure that the hospital that is in our constituency is one that is good for all the people. It's painful. It's painful when you hear all the complaint about deaths that were preventable. And now, instead we look after the hospital, we concentrating on spending all kind of $1 million going to build a jail. So if you want a better place to stay in St. Kitts, don't get sick, commit a crime. And they're going to put you in a nice, beautiful jail. How do we get our priorities so mixed up, so upside down? We have to do better than that. You know, I want to digress a bit though, because I realize something that is happening in this country also. And it's the ugly head of greed is coming up. And persons who we would have thought had enough, we still see them grabbing for more. And I wonder if they know of some place in the great beyond where they can spend the money. I wonder that, because when you see what is happening to this country, imagine we have a minority government running this country. And I must say this, I didn't want to say this, but health is our biggest thing. And right now, our country are being run by 3 failed ministers of health. Think of that. So if you fail in health, how can you run this country? So, I tell you, me talking yet, you see the energy from Mark and Chesley up here. I'm just reveling in it. So I come, and I want to tell you that I put up myself to be your representative for the next election. And we are going to do it, because our slogan for this election is "We're on the go with Milo." I want you to say that with me. We're on the go with Milo. And we, the people of Constituency 3, is going to do everything we can to make sure we bring home that victory. While others will be telling you to drink water and mind your business, the people of Constituency 3 will be drinking Milo and taking care of business. So, ladies and gentlemen, constituency number 3. I tell you, I had a whole speech plan, Everything was planned. But the energy tonight was really, really, really too much. And I said to everyone here, thank you for coming here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for believing in this team. Thank you for following our dream. And on election day, we're going to thank you for delivering number 3 to the People's Action Movement. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell them on election day, easy voters go speak. We tell them whip, whap, by the hat, whip, whap. Then you jump it in the box. Let's send a message to the ones who love to hate. When election come, find your class. Don't be late because it's whip, whap. That's an X. Whip, whap. We don't care who vex. We voting back. We future safer in their hands. Yes. What we doing? We voting back.
Make some more noise for the next parliamentary representative for constituency number 3. The founder of our great party, Billy Herbert, used to say, when you're hot, you're hot. A mile of box, you're hot. I've been asked to indicate to those who will be journeying across the waters with Mr. Carlton Lickybud DuPont on Saturday for the launch of the CCM campaign in Nevis, to indicate that to get onto the boat, you must be wearing a PAM shirt. So Lickybud has asked me to indicate, to get onto the boat, to go across the CCM launch, you must be wearing a PAM shirt. Folks, remember, we're embalming you tonight for the next in a series of town hall meetings. And so I now ask one of your very own, Mr. Bassie Williams, to deliver our vote of thanks.
Yes, good evening, family and friends of the People's Action Movement. Yes, I'm honored here to give a vote of thanks. And first, let me give a special thank you for those of the CCM, Honorable Mark Grantley and his junior minister traveled across here. And let me start from those candidates up here. Number 1, Wales of the East. Yes, Mr. Tashigwe, thank you. Our own, sorry, step back. Joel Powell. Number 2, thank you. I got leave him for last. We're going for 4, Honorable Lindsey Grant, thank you also. I'm going to say him, the next man, the next Prime Minister, the next Honorable. You can say it, you all know his name. Yes, Sean K. Richards. Yes, thank you. Are we going to skip, as you said, number 6 at the moment? They haven't introduced. So we go to, 7 also. We'll go to 8. Into our friend, welcome on board, sir. Chesley Hamilton, thank you. And for last, number 3. Number 3, Milo. Yes, that's how. Milo, we're going no more. Because for 7 more, people men and who are not speaking about. So we leave it as there tonight, people. Milo. Freeman, yes. And again, thank you all for coming. This would not be impossible from you all, especially of those of constituency number 3, who show support, who give us ideas, come to us, talk to us. So we need a representative. And as our leader indicated, he asked, then Milo came back and said, and I too agreed that Milo will give us what we want in number 3. And as the slogan goes, we are on the go with Milo. We are on the go with Milo. Thank you, one and all. People's Action Movement. People's Action Movement. Thank you all.
Remember to join us in Molyneux tonight. We'll be live on the radio and internet, 7:30. Godspeed.